Welcome to this video. I'm your Associated Gen Z himself. I'd hate to say welcome again, but welcome to this matchup of Wags' Game War. Now, what is Wags' Game War? Well, Wags is the first 4 letters that I use in most usernames on things, and the Game War part is where I put 2 games against each other across 7 different categories. 5 of them are used for every single Wags' Game War, and 2 of them are exclusive to each matchup. So this time, we're doing Sonic the Hedgehog 2 versus Sonic CD, aka a sequel to Sonic 1 and a sequel to Sonic 1. Now, before we get into the actual true gameplay of these Sonic games, what is the actual goal of each Sonic game? Well, for each level in Sonic 2, you just have to make it to the end. That's about it. But Sonic CD's goal requires you to use a new gimmick that this game features, which is the time travel mechanic. You start out in the present, then you have to time travel to the past so you can destroy a robot transporter and a metal Sonic hologram if you're into that kind of thing. So then you can get a good future. But if you don't do this at all, you'll get a bad future, which is, well, bad. Now, for the overall goal, I would give this category to Sonic CD, but because we're talking about the actual genuine gameplay, I don't think I'm gonna give it to Sonic CD, honestly. Sonic CD has good controls, but it just doesn't control as good as Sonic 2 overall. Both games have a spin dash, thankfully, but Sonic 2 has the better spin dash, and as well, like Sonic 1, there's a speed cap, and you can especially tell that there's a speed cap in Sonic CD. The only way you feel like that you're going fast is when the top speed animation gets pulled out, but it certainly doesn't feel fast at all. This is Sonic with the speed shoes in Sonic CD. This is slow as hell. So yeah, gameplay is going to Sonic 2. If it was just the goals I was talking about as a separate category, I would give this to Sonic CD. Please don't kill me for hating the gameplay of Sonic CD. It's a lot better in the remaster, I'll give it that. Now for the accessibility, how easy it is to get into this game. I'm gonna be honest, Sonic CD is definitely harder to get into at first because Sonic CD is the actual true sequel to Sonic 1, and it certainly feels like it. Everything is designed around being just another Sonic 1, but now it has a time travel gimmick, which is also pretty hard to get into if you don't know what you're doing. But Sonic 2, on the other hand, you don't need to go back to Sonic 1 to figure out what to do at all. Sonic 2 is such an easy pick up and play game compared to any other Genesis Sonic game, I can't lie. So yeah, this category is going to Sonic 2. Now for the art style. I'm gonna be honest here, Sonic CD has the better art style. All the colors in each zone is absolutely vibrant and is pretty atmospheric in certain bad futures as well. But regardless if it's in the present, the past, bad future, good future of each stage, they just all look incredible. It kind of feels like that it can genuinely either find this place in real life or see this absolutely incredible art style in like some high budget computer animation movie. Which I guess the only downside is some of these places don't really look like real places, but come on, this is an easy win for Sonic CD right here. On to the music. Now, both of these game soundtracks are absolutely incredible. I love unironically jamming out to both of these, and I'd personally suggest to listen to both of these game soundtracks to their fullest potential. Listen to the 2013 remake of Sonic 2, and as well listen to the missing music restoration mod for the 2011 version of Sonic CD. And even though in some cases this category is kind of unfair to Sonic 2 because Sonic CD is in full CD quality compared to a 16-bit sound chip, but I think the really winning part of Sonic CD's soundtrack is the fact that there's 2 soundtracks in Sonic CD. One for North America and then one for the rest of the world. I personally enjoy both these soundtracks, but I 100% prefer the North American soundtrack to actually play in-game, as it fits more of the stages for me, except for a couple here and there like Stardust, Speedway, Present. But both of these soundtracks are absolutely incredible. I would highly suggest listening to both, and sure, if you don't agree with me on the North American soundtrack thing, then I don't really care. Opinions are like assholes, everyone has one. So yeah, but please don't be telling me that, oh, but the North American soundtrack in Sonic CD is not good at making good futures, and also, the bad futures songs actually sound more like good futures. And I have only one thing for you. Now for memorability. I honestly remember both of these games just as often, from the soundtracks to the levels, but I feel like overall what's more iconic for me in the Sonic series is definitely Sonic CD, especially with the fact that Sonic CD has an incredible opening cutscene, unless if it's on the original Sega CD. But of course the Metal Sonic fight as well, of course I'm not going to forget about that. But yeah, I feel like that Sonic CD is definitely a lot more iconic than Sonic 2 in some ways. Sure, Sonic 2 was more popular throughout the Genesis era, but Sonic CD kinda crafted what we know him as today, except for the fact that now he's mute for some reason. But hey, if it wasn't for Sonic CD, I don't think that another great game like Sonic Mania would ever exist without it. Now for our first exclusive category to this matchup is level design. I'm gonna be honest, Sonic 2 has some incredible level design. Overall, minus Metropolis, each zone in this game is absolutely incredible and are a blast to go through. It's a lot more engaging for me, you know? But Sonic CD on the other hand, although I love the level design just as much, kinda, in some cases it's definitely a lot weaker as it still screams that Sonic 1 bullshit. Now sure, you can just say that's and well, it is sort of a... Now, I definitely got a lot more used to the level design now than I did in the past, but the fact that I had to suffer through an entire Sonic CD playthrough, getting absolutely lost, looking for not only the robot transporters, but also stupidly looking for the Metal Sonic holograms, for some ungodly reason, it just sort of leaves a bad impression on me overall. Now, in some cases in Sonic CD, I feel like there's not really many alternate paths for certain levels. Like a major example here is Wacky Workbench. The higher you go, it's just a trap. You have to go all the way back down just to go continue along to the right side of the screen. It's just absolutely bullshit, man. Which is why I'm giving this category to Sonic 2. No Sonic 1 bullshit. Our next exclusive category to this matchup, also being the final category in this entire matchup, is bosses. Both of these games' bosses are actually pretty good, but each have their own downsides. Sonic 2's, this is a weird complaint, but I feel like that they are a little bit too unoriginal. They feel exactly what you'd see in any other Sonic game as a boss, especially now that the Death Egg robot is being used so often in Sonic games. So Sonic CD's bosses I feel like are a lot more original compared to any other Sonic game, but the problem here is now they're too damn short. Like Sonic CD's boss fights have some really cool ideas, but they just either need to last longer or have way more hits, especially the final boss. Either add 20 more hits or add 2 or 3 phases to it. But I guess in some cases it could be time constraints or whatever, because they just wanted to pump a Sonic game out on their damn Genesis add-on. But honestly, I feel like I'm gonna regret this decision here. I'm giving this category to Sonic CD.
So Sonic CD won, and that's honestly pretty surprising because I'm mostly biased towards Sonic 2, as Sonic 2 was my first Sonic game ever. I explained that in my Sonic 2 review video. But any last words on this matchup for me? God, I regret doing that.